Hello everyone and welcome back to the game Imporium. My name is Luke and today we're going to be going through a playthrough and a little bit of a teach of Legendary, a Marvel deck building game. This is one of my top games of all time. I really do enjoy this deck building system because it combines the wonderful mechanism of deck building and some of my favourite bits of fiction and literature. It's a whole mishmash of the Marvel Cinematic Universe and comic book universe, and all brought together into one fantastic little game. So let's get into how to play. To set up the game, we have laid the board into the centre of the table and we have set out our starting player decks. I am playing this as a two-player game, so I'm going to be playing as dual hands, and I have one of my starting decks here. The other starting deck, in fact both of them, are here, and they're made up of 8 Shield Agent cards and 4 Shield Trooper cards, which are shuffled together and contained within a singular deck. In order to play this game, we are playing against one of the masterminds of the Marvel Cinematic Universe and the comic book universe. And in this particular instance, we are playing with a mastermind who, in this case, is Doctor Doom. Doctor Doom is going to be controlling some various minions and villains that are going to be thrown into the city of New York, and we're going to be trying to enact a particular scheme. We're going to set up our wounds, bystander and shield agent cards onto our various sections of the board, and we're going to choose our mastermind and our scheme at random. In this instance, we have Doctor Doom, and his scheme is Negative Zone Prison Breakout. As part of this, we have got some elements that go into what's called the villain deck, as well as our 5 heroes that we're going to involve, and that in this instance is based on this setup table that is actually on the player board. For this 2-player setup, we are playing with 2 villain groups and 1 henchman group. The villain groups that we have are the Hydra villains and the Spider foes. So all the various villains from Hydra and from Spider-Man's expanded comic book universe are going to be put in place. And because we have Doctor Doom, we also have the group he always leads, which are the Doombot Legion. These are our henchmen, which are pretty basic cards that will be shuffled in for us to defeat. Each of our villain cards has got a particular damage in the bottom right-hand corner, and that is how much damage it takes for us to defeat them. Each of our own cards that we have in our deck will have either a combination of damage or monetary value in the points of stars that will be used to help you buy other cards in the game. In the bottom right hand corner, there will be a cost. Our mastermind, in this instance, Doctor Doom, has 9 hit points and has 4 other layers in order to defeat him and his various schemes as the game goes on. The players will win if we defeat Doctor Doom and manage to get through every single one of these cards in play. We also have, as part of our setup, we have 2 bystanders that we are going to add into the villain deck. When these guys come out, they're going to be captured by a villain that is already in the city, and they will become part of our endgame scoring if we're playing with the point scoring mode, which in this instance we're not. We're playing purely cooperative in this scenario. Then we have our scheme specific setup. So in this instance, we have 8 scheme twists, which when they get triggered will cause something to occur as part of this particular scheme. And we have an additional henchman group which we're going to add to this deck, which in this instance is going to be the Hand Ninjas. This particular scheme from Doctor Doom, he has 12 villains escaping will be his winning condition, and villains will escape when they move up through and into the escaped villains pile. We'll discuss that a little bit when we come into turn order. And we've also chosen our 5 heroes. To start us off with this game, we have got the Astonishing Spider-Man, Black Widow, Rogue, Deadpool, and Wolverine. So a couple of mutants thrown in there for good measure. We're going to shuffle all of these cards into their separate decks. We're going to have a villain deck made up of our bystanders, our mastermind cards, scheme twist cards, and our villains and Hydra cards, henchman cards. And we are going to shuffle together all of our heroes into a singular hero deck. Our heroes will form a row here in the HQ, which will be usable to purchase as the game goes on. One of the other cards we have to be aware of as we're playing the game is wound cards. Some of the villains that we'll fight will give us wounds, so we have to be careful of those. These go into your discard pile and will clog up your deck a little bit, causing you no end of problems unless you manage to heal them. As long as you don't recruit any heroes or defeat any villains on your turn, you can discard all the wounds from your hand and remove them to the KO area. On our turn, we're going to go through 5 steps. First, we will reveal a card from the villain deck and put it into the city, resolving it however it is. If there are cards already in play, they will shuffle down and reveal a new card. If a Scheme Twist or a Master Strike card is revealed, we will look to our Scheme or Mastermind cards to resolve them. Next, we will play cards from our own personal hands and resolve their abilities accordingly, where we will either try and fight the villains that are in place, including our Mastermind, we can target those as well, or we can purchase more heroes from our HQ or shield officers. We will then place all defeated villains, defeated Mastermind tactic cards, and rescued bystanders into our victory pile, which is not really a concern for a full cooperative version of the game. We place all the heroes that we have played this turn into our discard pile, and all remaining cards from our hand, if we chose not to play them, and then we will draw a new hand of 6 cards. Each of the hero cards in the game has their own affiliation, as listed here, and will also have their class that they belong to. These classes are Strength, Instinct, Covert, Tech, and Ranged. None of our heroes that we are playing with in this game have this ranged symbol, so we'll use Gambit as an example. He can go away for now. Certain cards will have abilities that will trigger when they are played. So, for example, Black Widow will have an ability that says, when played, draw a card, adding to your hand and giving you more resources in that turn. She also has an effect down here where if you played another card previously in this turn that had the same symbol, the tech symbol, you would also get to rescue a bystander. Alright, so all the cards have been shuffled and we are ready to begin. Now, we have set out on the board, we have 2 Black Widows, 3 Black Widows in fact, Spider-Man and Rogue in play, so this will be interesting to go. We have drawn our starting hand of 6, or rather I have drawn both my starting hands of 6, and I'm going to be starting with the gold player on my left, and we'll go from there and keep playing until we either lose or we are victorious over Doctor Doom. So, let's see what our first card is. Right, first up is a Hand Ninja, one of our henchman villains, whose ability is if you fight them, you will gain an additional purchasing power, which is nice. I do like that there's a little bit of flavor text at the bottom here. So, to start things off with the gold player, we have a hand of 4 shield agents, 4 buying power, and 2 shield troopers, which gives us 2 attacking strength. Not quite enough to defeat the Hand Ninja, so for this turn, they aren't particularly useful, so I'm going to put them over there for now. But with 4 buying power, I could buy 2 cards. Or I could just buy 1 and go from there. So I will purchase this Black Widow and this Spider-Man. So I feel like they could be potentially pretty good if we go for a cheaper hand option. So they go into my discard, as does the rest of my hand. And we will replenish with a new Wolverine and another Rogue in play. Draw back up, taking us over to the silver player's turn. The silver player has got much the same in play, so we slide our hero along and we draw a new Hand Ninja. Those Hand Ninjas like to stick together. Again, only 2 attacking power and 2 buying power, so this time is going to be pretty similar. I do like the strength ability of Wolverine, though, a bit more damage dealing. So let's take Wolverine for 2 and nothing else. The early turns in any deck builder always feel really inefficient, so we'll see how this plays out. New card comes into play. Alright, slide along. Ooh, Scheme Twist. Okay, this is early to get one of those in the game, but let's see what we've got. So, our Negative Zone Prison Breakout. The Scheme Twist is we play the top 2 cards from the villain deck. So this Scheme Twist is taken away and put to one side. We're going to reveal 2 more cards. So now we have Venom, who is one of the spider foes. And we have another Scheme Twist. Oh boy, this is going to suck. So we now have a Hydra agent. And another Hand Ninja. So we are dangerously close to, when the next we flip over this deck and we add a new card to it, this villain on the end will escape unless we manage to break the chain somehow. Now, Venom is interesting. Venom can't be defeated unless you have a covert hero, which is kind of useful in this particular setup because Spider-Man, Black Widow, and Rogue all have covert capabilities. So we should be able to get rid of him, but he is a bit of an issue. Particularly as if he escapes, each player gains a wound, which will clog up our deck a little bit. Now, unsurprisingly, because of what we drew in the previous hands, we have exactly the same this time around. So we have 2 fighting power and 4 buying power. And it makes sense for this left player who has purchased one of these Black Widows before to buy another one of those and add those to the deck. And we still can't defeat anything here, which is a problem. And I think it means we're going to be in some real trouble very quickly. So they're going to go away. I'll worry about that later. New hand draw up. We have a new Deadpool in place. So at the start of the silver player's turn, this hand ninja is going to escape. And to make it a little easier for us to keep track at home, I'm going to be using these meatballs just to indicate how many villains have escaped. So we're going to slide these along. We have another Doombot. We have a Doombot Legion in play. Okay. All right. Same hand again, unfortunately. 4 and 2 for fighting power. So I'm gonna buy this Deadpool. Hey, can I get a do-over? Because he's pretty strong. He costs 3, and he can get me to cycle through my hand a little bit. He lets me mulligan, which is nice. I still can't defeat anything, so we are unfortunately going to lose another escapee, which is not great this early on. This may be a very short playthrough. God player's turn again. This hand ninja is escaping, which gives us another escaped villain. So we're going to slide everything along and reveal the endless armies of Hydra. Oof. And typical of Hydra, if you defeat one, 2 more will take its place. Yeep. Okay, let's see what we got this time. So this time, we have our 2 shield agents and 2 shield troopers, but we also have the 2 Black Widows that we drew. So I'm going to play one of them to start off, and that lets me draw another card, which is great because that's another shield trooper. And then I can play my second Black Widow. So my second Black Widow she also lets me draw a card, but because I've already played a tech card, I can rescue another bystander, or I can rescue a bystander, which is nice. So I can put them into my victory pile. Certain cards like this Covert Operation Black Widow, she gains extra attacking strength for each bystander in the victory pile, so that might be useful to keep a hold of. The card I just drew is the Amazing Spider-Man. I reveal the top 3 cards of my deck, put any that cost 2 or less into my hand, and at this stage in the game, everything costs 2 or less. So, you draw and draw 3 more shield agents. So, Spider-Man and the Black Widows don't add anything to the party, they've done their job, but we have 5 buying power and 3 attacking strength, which is good, because it means I can take down some hand. So we've got these are our options really, this is what we're looking at. So we're looking at the Hydra Kidnappers, which if I fight, I can gain a shield officer into my deck, which would be pretty useful. If I fight the Hand Ninja, I'll gain an extra buying power for this turn, and if I defeat the Doombot Legion, I will gain the top 2 cards from my deck, and I can KO one of them, remove it from the game, and put the other back. I think I'm going to defeat the Hand Ninjas this turn, because that gives me an extra buying power. So I can use my 3 strength to take out this Hand Ninja, they go into the victory pile, and I gain an extra strength this turn, or extra buying power this turn. So I now have 6 buying power, including my 5 shield agents here. So that will let me purchase 2 cards, I think. So I'm going to buy this Dangerous Rescue Black Widow and the Energy Drain Rogue. That gives me some good options, I think, going forward. These cards will slide down from HQ, and we can refill the rows. We now have an Astonishing Strength Spider-Man and an Oddball Deadpool. Okay. Now, the good news is when new legions come in from the city, these 2 will slide down, and we just draw 1 in to fill the gap. Another Doombot Legion. This could potentially be a problem. Okay. So, this time, on silver side, I have got 2 shield agents and 3 shield troopers, so I've got the strength to do things. And I also have this Keen Senses Wolverine. Unfortunately, his ability does not trigger because I have not got another instinct hero. So I'll have to make do with just his strength. So I have a strength of 4, and I don't really want to take on the endless armies of Hydra because that will just bring out 2 more cards and another one will escape. So I think my best bet is to take care of let's take care of the Doombot Legion. Let's take care of this one on the rooftops. So that's defeated, it goes into my defeated pile. And then I get to look at the top 2 cards of my deck, which are both shield agents, and I can KO one of them. I have to KO one of them, so I'm going to defeat them. So they go into the disc, permanently removed, and the other one goes back on top of my deck. And I still have 2 buying power. The only thing I can buy is this Astonishing Strength Spider-Man, so I think I am going to buy him because I have got some cheap cards early on. And we have a new card in play. We have Dangerous Rescue Black Widow again. All right, back to gold. This and Scheme Twist. Uh-oh. Scheme Twist means we are going to be drawing 2 more cards. So first we have a new Hand Ninja, and then another Endless Army of Hydra. So Venom escapes, and when Venom escapes, they add a wound to each player. This is not a good situation. I'm already a quarter of the way to losing, and we haven't even laid a hand on do, so I need to hurry up. So I'm going to start off with Black Widow. Lets me draw another card. Perfect. I can play another Black Widow to draw another card, which lets me rescue a bystander. Perfect. Since I now have 2 of them in play. I will play Spider-Man, who lets me reveal the top 3 cards of my deck, which are all shield agents. Very nice. So I now have 6 shield agents, which is, it's going to be a big buying turn, I think, because I only have 1 shield trooper. I'm going to lay them out here so it makes it a little easy for you to see. So 6 buying agents, and I have this Energy Drain Rogue. Rogue's ability does not come into play because I did not play another covert hero. But I have, in this instance, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 buying power this turn. So I think the smart thing to do is to buy this Covert Operations Black Widow, who gains strength for each bystander in my victory path, since I seem to be getting a couple of those, for 5. And I will buy I'll buy this Dangerous Rescue Black Widow, who can KO a card from my hand or discard one. If I do, I rescue a bystander. And that includes things like wounds, so that is potentially very useful. Right. Bench. We have a Healing Factor Wolverine, that lets you KO a wound from your hand or discard part and lets you draw a card if you do. And another Oddball Deadpool, because we need more Deadpool. That's the end of that turn. And unfortunately no damage dealt, so we now have to deal with another escaping villain. We have 4. This is not good. First card I'm going to play for silver is, hey, can I get a do-over? It's Deadpool. So if this is the first hero I have played this turn, I may discard the rest of my hand, which I will, because they're all just shield agents. They're not really very useful at this moment. And draw 4 new cards. So let's see what I get. So I get last card in my deck, 3 more cards in hand. This is kind of perfect. So I now have a Keen Senses Wolverine, and because I have already played a Instinct Deadpool, I get to draw another card, which I will play out the Astonishing Strength Spider-Man. I get to draw another card. If it costs 2 or fewer, I get to draw it. So I now have 3 buying power with these 2 shield agents I have, plus the 2 strength from my shield troopers I have in place. So I have a total strength of 5. Now I can split that if there is the option to do so, but unfortunately we only have 4s and 3s here. So I might just look to take down 1 character. And I think I want to take down a Doombot Legion again. So I'm going to take down this Doombot Legion. Bang. Get out of here, Doombot. Which means I can draw 2 cards and I can KO one of them. And they're both shield agents, so one's just going to go straight into there. Alrighty, and then my buying power is 3. I think I'm just going to buy this Healing Factor Wolverine because I think I just need some more strength in my deck. And it's pretty useful to have cards that don't have a ability that's affected by other cards. So that's going to be pretty useful later down the line. and draw back up. Ah, the wounds have come out to haunt me. Alrighty. Another energy drain rogue. I'm going to slide these down here. Another scheme twist. We've had 4 of these already, so we get to draw another card. Oh, it's another scheme twist. Oh, gosh. Oh, no. Okay, well, that's happened. So that was 1 of the 2 out of this one. So I have to draw 3 more cards still. A Master Strike. So the Master Strike comes to our mastermind here. So this is Doom. His Master Strike ability is each player with exactly 6 cards in hand, which is both of our characters right now, reveals a tech hero, or puts 2 cards from their hand to the top of their deck. Eep, that's not good. Neither of the hands have got tech heroes, so what I will do on the silver side is I will put a wound and a shield trooper, because I've only got 1 of those in play, and I have the rest of my cards in that hand are shield agents. And on the gold side, I'm going to put back the 2 shield agents so that I have a strong attacking hand, because this is going to get problematic real fast. Okay, so that was just from the first scheme twist. Now the second scheme twist has to come into play, and I have to reveal 2 more cards. A Doombot Legion and Dr. Octopus. So this Hydra foe will head out. And we are now getting into dangerous territory. So we now have a Red Meeple. Okay, so Dr. Octopus, when you fight and defeat him, if you draw a new hand of cards, you draw 8 instead of 6. That's going to be useful. Oh boy, I feel like we're in trouble here, folks. This this could be a problem real quickly. This could be over soon. All right, over to the gold player's turn. We have 5 attacking power, and Black Widow's ability does not trigger because we don't have another hero of that type in play. So I am going to defeat Dr. Octopus. Having had a hand of 4, I'm going to go back up to a hand of 8. Okay, so we've drawn back up to 8 on gold side, so it's now silver's turn. So let's see what we've got. Oh, no. Another scheme twist. Okay, well, 2 more cards, I guess. The lizard and another scheme twist. And this hand agent is escaping. This game. Although we have had 7 of the scheme twists, 7 of the 8 scheme twists already, so. Master Strike. Oh, goody. The good news is the Master Strike this time doesn't affect us, because it specifically affects players that have 6 cards in their hand, and both of our players, one has 8, the other one has 4, so we don't have to worry about it too much. And that was 1 card out of 2 for that scheme twist. So the last card is a Hand Ninja. Okay, this is oh, this is dire. Okay, well, I have 4 buying power with my shield agents in play, and I might actually be better off buying Maria Hill. Although, actually, having looked at the cards, Maria Hill and this rogue do pretty much the same thing. Except this one lets me KO cards from my hand or discard part, which means I can clear out my deck a little bit faster. So I'm going to do that with these 4 guys, purchase this rogue, and that is the end of that turn. We have a new Wolverine in play. Alright, back to the gold player with an 8 hand, and more villains escaping. So we now have the Green Goblin in play as well as the Lizard, so this could be fun. So we are at 7 escaped villains of our potential 12. This is not good. Okay, well, let's start things off with gold's turn. So we're going to be drawing a card thanks to Black Widow, and then we should draw another card thanks to Black Widow, and we will rescue another bystander. And then that is the Black Widow's done, pretty much. They don't apply anything else. But we do have many buying powers, which is pretty good. That is 6 buying power. And none of these cards are that cheap. So I am going to purchase a Copy Powers Rogue because her ability is pretty good. It lets her duplicate someone else. The other card I have in my hand is a Strength and a Wound. I could have chosen not to recruit anything this turn to just get rid of the wound, but there's only 1 in the deck at the moment, so it's not the worst thing. It's just not great. Let's replenish. We have a Borrowed Brawn Rogue. Interesting. Right, Silver's turn. Another hand ninja escapes, leaving us with only 4 meeples left to go until we lose. This is not good, people. I feel like the scheme twist came very fast in this game. Alrighty, so do I want to do this? So I have my do-over Deadpool. I don't know if I want to do this. Oh, sorry, I should have activated this initially. We missed something. The Green Goblin has an ambush ability. When he is first played out, when an ambush triggers, when it just comes into play, he captures a bystander. So they just get tucked underneath. Nothing bad happens if they escape with a bystander, but it is good if we defeat them because we gain a bystander into our play, which is nice. So, as I was saying, I have the option of a do-over Deadpool, which will get me 4 fresh cards. And the hand I have at the moment is 5 attack, including Deadpool, and 1 buy. And I have got other Wolverines in it. I also have a wound, which isn't great, so I might as well try and get rid of that. I feel like that's worth doing, is discarding this hand and drawing 4 cards, because I've got only 4 cards useful anyway. It feels like that was pretty useful, because I can use this Healing Factor Wolverine to KO a wound from my hand or discard pile. Aha! Get out of here, wound! And if I do, I get to draw a card, which is nice. That's kind of ended up close to the same, and I've got a bit more buying power, which is useful. So my buying power, I will buy another Healing Factor Wolverine. So I feel like wounds are going to be coming thick and fast here. In fact, no, I won't do that because we have got hand ninjas, so I could defeat one of those and get myself another buying power, which is probably good because each of these have got 5, so I will do that. I will use my 2 Wolverines to sick on this hand ninja, hooray, which gives me a 5th buying power, which will allow me to buy this oddball Deadpool, which is good because I've got a lot of cards which cost an odd number of money, and that gives that Deadpool a little bit more power. So we fill up here, we have a new Spider-Man. Over to gold, we have a new card coming out, another Venom. Venom is a problem. That's okay, we can take care of Venom. Venom is fine, it's fine. Alright, I'm going to play this Covert Operation Black Widow. So she gets +3 strength because it's 1 for each bystander in the victory pile, which is 3 at the moment, which is good. Because I've played her first, I can play out these 2 Dangerous Rescue Black Widows, and their ability is I may KO a card from my hand or discard pile and rescue a bystander if I do so. Now this Covert Operation, this doesn't stack. If I gain more bystanders after playing it, I don't gain more because it was at the time of being played, but I can at least KO a wound, get that out of my deck, and I think I will KO one of my shield troopers as well to get that deck thinned down a little bit. And then I can play this Energy Drain Rogue, who does much the same thing, only she does it for buying power. So I'll get rid of a shield agent as well on that side. So I have 3 buying power from Rogue, and I have for myself 3, 5, so I have 9. It might be worth attacking Doom. I have to defeat Doom in order to win, so it might be worth attacking Dr. Doom, or I could take out 3 of the villains and buy us some breathing room. That might be a smarter option, I think. I don't know, let me know in the comments which you would have decided to do, but I think I'm going to go for taking out 3 villains and just buying some time. I know I need to do this anyway, but let's deal with these first. I think we're a bit full. So I will take out the lizard, whose ability is only active if we fight it in the sewers, which we have not. I'll take care of the hand, which gives me another buying power, so I now have 4. And this Doombot Legion, so I can draw 2 cards and KO one of them. I will KO a trooper. Put the agent back into my hand. So that's all that done, and I have 4 buying power. I think I will continue on the cheap and cheerful strategy and just buy another Spider-Man to buy into this deck, which is pretty good. I have to say, the city looks a lot healthier now that we've cleaned out the bridge, the streets and the rooftops. It's just the bank and the sewers we have to worry about. Okay. Alright, so Green Goblin is going to go to the rooftops, which makes sense, he's in his glider. Master Strike. Yeah. So the Master Strike comes into play. I either have to reveal a tech card, or I have to put 2 cards from my hand back to the top of the deck. Luckily for gold, I have a Black Widow, which means the gold player does not have to deal with that. Less good for my silver hand, but I think I will get rid of this Spider-Man and this Shield Agent. Actually, do you know what? I'll keep hold of Spidey, and I'll get rid of the Shield Trooper, and they go back onto the top of my deck in the order I choose. The reason why I do that is because Spider-Man's ability at the start of my silver turn is I can reveal the top card of my deck. If it costs 2 or less, you get to draw it. And it's the Shield Trooper I just put back, so that's nice. Which means I can put out these 2 Shield Troopers and this Keen Senses Wolverine to give me 3 attacking. And I have 3 buying thanks to Rogue. I'm going to buy this Tech Deadpool because there's 2 more of those Master Strikes coming up. So this could be an issue to, at least to prevent some damage later on. And then with 3 attacking power, I can't actually defeat anything because I spent all my time kicking butt last turn. So that's a shame. And there's no mechanism in this game for transporting wasted resources, so any leftover money or strength is just gone. So useful to get rid of it if you can. Most of the time you can't, as we're finding out. Okay, that's the new hand. And we have another, we have the Berserker Rage. So for each of the decks we have these little borders showing on the cards, but for each of the different decks they have their own particular power, sort of. And they have their own sort of special cards. So this is the first one we've seen. We have one for the Spider-Man, I suppose. But this is just a more souped up version of one of the other cards, but it just costs a bit more. Alright, let's see what comes out of our villain deck. We are chunking through this villain deck, which is not good, because if this runs out, we lose as well. So we now have another Doombot. Let's start off with the amazing Spider-Man. This is the other card, which is like this Wolverine here, which is a bit souped up. Get to draw 3 cards, and if any of them cost 2 or less, I add them to my hand. The other one, which is a 3 cost, goes back to the top of my deck. So now we know it's there, we'll play this Black Widow, which lets me draw a card. Let's play the Copy Powers Rogue to duplicate Black Widow there. So I get to draw a card, and I get to rescue a bystander, which is nice. So I'll put some to 4 there. Perfect. I can now play this Covert Operation Black Widow, and that gives me a strength of 4. Hooray! So we've got more Spider-Man, revealing another card, gets more strength, so we are getting some pretty beefy powers in here. This Enduring Rogue can KO another card from my hand or discard pile and gets me another buying power this turn, so I will get rid of a Shield Agent from my... Have I got a Shield Agent discard? No, I don't. I'll get rid of a Shield Agent from my hands. Which does the same thing as I would do normally. It still gives me 6, but it does mean that I've got less cards in my hand. So I have 6 strength. Did I do this? I don't think I did. So let's do this first. Bystander. So they go underneath the Doombot here. So that's fine. That's good. So I've got 6. Probably the best thing for me to do is attack Green Goblin, right? And 6 buying power to buy some stuff as well. So let's do this. So we'll do, with our 6, we'll take care of Green Goblin, taking care of that other bystander. Hooray. Silly bystanders getting caught up in all this Green Goblin nonsense. And then 6 buying power will allow me to buy some stuff. So I'll buy a shield officer and I'll buy this healing Wolverine as well. That feels like a good turn. All right, more Deadpool. All right, next turn. Another Doombot. I feel like this is worth doing. Another do-over Deadpool. So let's do over the hand. Let's see what we come up with. So let's draw 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not as good as I had before. So, we live with the consequences. That's what it is. So we have 2 buying power and we have 4 attack. And I think the 4 attack is just going to take care of this Doombot Legion. Just might as well get rid of that. I get to reveal the top card of my deck. Plus I have to flip my discard over, which means none of these cards go into it. The other card on that is a Shield Agent. So I will put the Shield Agent KO. And put that Deadpool on top. Alright, here we go. Hydra Kidnappers. Cool. Alright, first things first, I'll draw a card thanks to my Black Widow. I have these 3 Shield Agents for buying. I have these 2 Dangerous Rescue Black Widows and a Shield Trooper. I feel like it's going to be smart to clear out some of the Shield Agents in my discard pile, just to thin things down a bit, and it lets me get another bystander, which makes that card of Black Widow that I have hidden away all the more powerful. So I have 5 attacking power and 3 purchasing power. Let's buy this Deadpool, because that's a good purchasing, and it gives us more bystanders in play. And then we have 5 attacking power. Let's just take care of Venom. I think Venom's probably going to be a bit more of an issue. And I have the right type. I have Covert Hero, so I can take care of Venom. So let's get him gone. Replenish. Another Spidey. It's the Master Strike. Here we go. So this is another check if we have the tech. We do not have the tech. So 2 cards have to go back on the top of the deck. So I'm going to put Shield Trooper for gold. And this Great Responsibility Spider-Man, he's going to go in there as well. And on this side, I will just get rid of these 2 Shield Agents. Bummer. However, we only have 1 more Master Strike in play. So maybe it's time to start focusing on getting rid of the Mastermind, getting rid of Dr. Doom. Okay, so let's start things off with this Energy Drain Rogue. In fact, no, let's start with this Spider-Man. This Spidey just lets me reveal the top card of my deck. If it costs nothing, I can put it into play. Well, I can draw it, but I'm just going to put it into play. There's no reason why not to. Energy Drain Rogue comes out. I'm going to play this Healing Factor Wolverine. I have no wounds to deal with. And this Oddball Deadpool. The Oddball Deadpool will give me 2 more strength to him. So we've actually got a 6 strength this turn, which is nice. So I can take out both of these guys. And 4 buying power. So let's go with 6 strength to take care of these 2. Hooray. And the innocent bystander. Good job, Wolverine Deadpool. Has anyone seen the trailer for that? That looks great. Looks so fun. We're really hyped for it. And then with 4, I have got some strength. So let's buy this Rogue. Let's get some borrowed strength from Rogue. So, next villain, we've got a Hand Agent. So, we're going to start things off with the Amazing Spider-Man. So, reveal the top 3 cards of my deck. Any of the cost 2 or fewer come into my hat, and I can play them. So, here's another Spider-Man. Let me draw another card. Cool. We'll put the Shield Trooper and the 2 Shield Agents out. So we've got some strength going to us. So we've got 2 there. Plus another 6 from... plus another 4, sorry, 6 total from the 2 Black Widows. And I'll play this Rogue. In fact, I'll use this rogue to duplicate Spider-Man. Let's draw 2 more cards and see what happens. 3 more cards even. If they cost 2 or fewer, they come back in. All 3 of them cost too much. That's fine. They go back to the top of my deck in any order. And I will be drawing all of them next turn, so it doesn't really matter so much. Okay, 6 attacking power. Well, yeah, it's a lot, so let's just take down the hand. And 2 buying power will just let me get this Spidey. It doesn't feel quite so scary now that we've cleared out a lot of stuff. Master Strike again! However, for the first time, and the last time this Master Strike will come into place, both of them have got a Techie Deadpool in play, which will prevent any further damage. Yay for Techie Deadpool. So, no issues this time, which means we can focus purely on dealing with Doctor Doom. If I had the strength to do so, which I don't, so I'm going to play these. Deadpool's Hold This for a Second is a villain of my choice, Catch the Bystander. There are no villains in the city, so I don't have to worry about that. And I have 3 attacking. So 3 attacking, 4 buying. Not great, but let's buy this Healing Wolverine. And I can't attack, so that is a very short turn for silver. Ooh, the Major Deadpool jumping out of a cake. Gain a wound to your hand, then each player passes a card to the player on their left. Well, that's interesting. Interesting ability. Another Doombot. Ooh, did I? I don't think I did. I forgot to add a Shield Officer to Silver's deck when I defeated the Hydra Kidnapper. Just pretend that I did that. And I did that right now. Did that when I did it. It's not a new thing. It's fine. Alright, over on the Deadpool, or the gold side. So, let's start things off with the Covert Operations Black Widow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bystanders in my victory pile. I'm going to play a Deadpool, which puts another bystander into the Doombot Legion, so that's a good future turn to deal with. So unfortunately, there is a lot of buying power and not a lot of strength here. So I have 6, and then 2, 4, 6, 8. This deck is good because it draws a lot of cards. So I'm going to take this Berserker Rage Wolverine. Cost 8. It lets you draw 3 cards. It gains strength for each extra card I've drawn that turn. So if I can get that combo going, that's a real nice card. And I think actually I will use this Rogue's Energy Drain just to get rid of another Shield Agent so I can get some of my better cards out in play quicker. And that didn't mess with anything because that one that I discarded would have gained an extra 1. Okay, we have a new Black Widow. So this Doombot slides along. We bring out a Doombot. There are a lot of Doombots. Doombot. Doombot. Alright, first of all, Deadpool is going to suck and put this here. This Doombot has a bite. That Doombot should have been defeated last turn. I should have done that. I'm silly. Oh well, he can have another one to hold on for a little while. Silly, silly boy. Okay, so we have 4 buying power and 3 attacking power. Well, the 3 attacking power, I'll just take care of this Doombot. Since we draw 2 cards and trash one of them. Goodbye. And 4 buying power doesn't really get me anything on this particular, other than Maria Hill. So let's add her to this card. Let's see what we get. Scheme Twist. So let's move you down a couple of spaces. We have Dr. Octopus and the Endless Armies of Hydra. This word's going to start to stack up again pretty quickly unless we can do some crushing. Start things off for gold with a Healing Factor Wolverine. And then I'm going to play some Wolverine over here because that's going to help. I've got some more Black Widows, so let me draw some cards and rescue one bystander because I've only played one of those cards that come into place. It's going to be a fun turn. Alright, I'm going to play the Berserker Wolverine. This lets me draw 3 cards. Because I've already played an Instinct Hero, I get +1 for each extra card I have drawn this turn, which is 5 including these two, which is awesome, as I can now play this rogue to copy that power. Yeah, it's combo time. So I get to draw another 3, so I have 8. I have 15 attacking power at the moment. Can I get more? Looking at what I've got. Yes, I can. So 16 for the Shield Trooper, 17 for Spider-Man. That lets me add another card to my hand. And then the Covert Operation Black Widow, which is great because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more onto that. Puts me at 24 strength. So this Black Widow is going to, this guy's going to obliterate everyone. So 24 strength to contend with. Jeez. I'll deal with the rest of this in a second. In fact, I'm going to play this Deadpool first because his... I can play the rest of these cards. The rest of these cards don't really matter. They're just good for buying stuff. And I'll just stack them all like this. I'll worry about that in a moment. Bye-bye. But this Deadpool lets me put another bystander here. I'll just put that to the bottom. So, with 24 damage to deal, I feel like I have to take care of at least 2 Doctor Dooms, right? So what happens here is Doom has got 4 cards underneath him which do different reconciliations and different retaliations for defeating Doom. So I will attack Doom for 9, and I'll draw one of these and read off what it says. So the first one is Treasures of Latveria, Mastermind Tactic for Doctor Doom. When you draw a new hand of cards at the end of this turn, draw 3 extra cards. So I'll be starting my turn with 9. That's pretty good. 1 success. All right, second one is going to be I may recruit a tech or a ranged hero for free in HQ. There is only one tech hero, which is the Black Widow, but it's Black Widow that lets me draw more cards, and I like drawing more cards in this game, as it turns out. So that is 2... Oh, that was the Dark Technology card. And then I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 buying power. I feel like it's silly not to take another copy power of Rogue. So let's take a copy Rogue. Let's do this Odd Man Deadpool. Oh, hang on. That was 18, so I still have some left to do damage-wise. So, like the cards away. So 18 less 24, or 24 less 18 is 6. I mean, it'd be silly not to take care of this Doombot, right? Or I could take care of Dr. Octopus, and then I draw 11 cards on my next turn. Let's take care of Dr. Octopus, draw 11 cards. That seems like that sounds like a fun idea. Ha, that was a big turn. So, new card, who this? Supreme Hydra. So we got. I will play this Astonishing Spider-Man. Let's draw a card. And if it has strength 2 or more, I can draw it. Unfortunately, it is Wolverine, and it isn't revealed, so I think it just goes into the discard this time rather than being replaced. But I get to play this Borrowed Brawn Rogue and the Do-Over Deadpool. But that gives me because I've played a Strength hero, I managed to get myself another 4, so I get 7 total for my Strength and 2 buying power. I'll just take care of the Supreme Hydra. Let's get rid of the big guy, because that could be a problem. It's always useful to get rid of the big ones, I think. I don't want to kill this Doombot Legion, because he has got a lot of bystanders. That's good for this side. 2 buying power. I can't buy anything, so that's it. That's it for this Silver turn. Silver deck hasn't been as combo-tastic as this side, but it works. It's fine. It's all good. You gotta work with the team you've got. Awesome. Okay. New villain. Another Doombot. Okay, this is where it's gonna get silly. So let's start things off with the Amazing Spider-Man. Reveal the top 3 cards on my deck and add them to my hand if they cost less than 2. Only one of them does, so the rest of them go back on top. Then we can play this Spider-Man, which is the top card of my deck. If it costs 2 or fewer, I don't want to do that because I know what's on the top of my deck. So let's do this first. Let's do some combo wombo of Black Widow, and Black Widow. So I get to rescue 2 bystanders because they're all the same cards. And I get to draw 3 cards. Awesomeness. There's a lot of buying power in that hand. I'll worry about the buying power later. Then I can play this Spider-Man. Get the strength going, and I get to draw another card. So that's 4 cards I've drawn this turn. I sadly don't have the Wolverine, which would have been great. So let's go with a different combo. So let's play these 2 copies of the Dangerous Rescue. I can KO a card from my hand or discard pile, so I'll get rid of these 2 shield agents to rescue 2 bystanders. And with that, I now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 bystanders, which is awesome. So I will play this Covert Operations to get 11 points of attacking from each bystander. And then I can play the Copy Powers Rogue to duplicate that power. So I now have 22, 24, 26, 27, 28, plus this Deadpool, which gives me another, let's put this one into play as well. And this one, because these are all more strengths, which is great. Let's exile you. So this Deadpool gives me bonuses for each odd numbered hero I have. So there are 3. So that gives me another 5. So 22, 27, 28, 33 attacking. So I'm winning this turn. I did not think I was going to get here. So let's do it. So we have 2 more Dooms to deal with on this side, and then we deal with the last Mastermind. So for 9 strength to start with, we will... the Secrets of Time Travel. I get to take another turn after this one. The game will be over, so we'll leave it at that. The last one is choose one. Each other player draws a card, or each other player discards a card after the Monarch's Decree. I would say everyone draws a card, but there's no point in playing that through now. And that was, as they say, legendary. Whew, I did not expect to get to that point. When these guys started stacking up early on, I thought I was in trouble. I think I got lucky that the Hydra villains sort of came out and then spawned off, and then they didn't come out again until quite a bit later, because I didn't have to deal with defeating them, bringing 2 more out, which would have shuffled things along a bit, and I could just clear decks and deal with that problem. But yeah, oh boy. So that was Legendary, a Marvel deck building game from Upper Deck, and we just about managed to defeat Doctor Doom. That was a lot of fun. I really love this game. This is a game I played a lot during the pandemic because it was easy for me to set up and play two-handed and just see how it went. And I'm glad I was able to pull out again and do this for you. If you like what you see, please do subscribe and like this video. Let me know how you think about these new playthroughs that we're doing. We're doing these as edited playthroughs rather than our previous version of them of just taking our live streams. So it'd be good to get some feedback on how that's going. Until next time, thank you very much for watching everyone, and we'll see you soon. Bye bye.